What happened to Hitler's frozen sperm? The Stasi File. According to the Stasi GDR File, the daughter of Hitler is now holding the same office as her father, Chancellor of Germany. She is said to be the most powerful human being on earth, since she is also the president of the European Union, EU, and head of the powerful Western economic bloc known as the G8. More concerning is that Hitler's dream of uniting Europe under German, Vatican control is now within his daughter's reach. In 1954, a child was born, a baby girl, whom the Stasi File identifies as Angela Merkel, today's Chancellor of Germany. Her official birthday is July 17, 1954. However, the Stasi File, which is currently in the Soviet KGB archives, records her birth as April 20, 1954. If this secret police citizens file in the Ministerium für Staatssicherheit, GDR, is correct, then Hitler's daughter, Angela Merkel, was born on Adolf Hitler's birthday, April 20. Hitler's frozen sperm. Angela Merkel's birth, as detailed in the Stasi File, was based on the research of the German doctor Karl Clauberg. Clauberg was classified as one of the worst Nazi angel of death doctors and was convicted by the Soviet courts as a war criminal. According to the reports, Dr. Clauberg was released by the Soviets after serving only 7 years of his sentence in return for turning over to the KGB his hidden files on his Nazi artificial insemination experiments and, more horrifically, the frozen sperm of the former Nazi dictator, Adolf Hitler. Hitler's father, who took the name Hitler, was the illegitimate son of Solomon Rothschild's mistress Anna Maria Sickel-Gruber. Upon receipt of the Nazi files on artificial insemination, along with Hitler's frozen sperm, the Soviet Politechnical Bureau, Politburo, authorized the experiments to resurrect, if possible, a child bearing the genetic markers of Adolf Hitler. Dr. Clauberg brought Gretel Braun to the GDR, Communist East Germany. She was the youngest sister of Hitler's wife, Eva Braun. Gretel Braun was chosen as the surrogate mother of Hitler's offspring using artificial insemination from Hitler's frozen sperm. Gretel Braun was a member of the Social Democratic Party, SPD, whose ideology centered on the principles of Marxism and the interests of the working class and trade unions. When Dr. Clauberg returned to West Germany, he was promptly imprisoned. He was murdered 2 years later while still in custody. False identity. Soon after the birth of Hitler's baby girl, an agreement between the Soviets, the Americans and the Vatican was arranged. Hitler's baby was placed under the control of the Catholic Church through its connections with the GDR Lutheran Church, which took custody of the baby. She was given a false date of birth, July 17, and the name Angela Dorothea Kastner, daughter of Horst Kastner, a Lutheran pastor, and his wife, Herlind, an English and Latin teacher. There in the countryside at Templin in East Germany, Merkel was raised about 50 miles north of Berlin, the capital of the Socialist German Democratic Republic, GDR. The central theme of the agreement of the Western Allied powers, the Vatican, and the Soviets was that Hitler's daughter would be elevated to international power. But her ascendancy to power would not come until the Vatican also brought to power a German pope. In the wake of the death of Pope John Paul II, the former German Nazi Joseph Ratzinger was nominated. He took the name of Pope Benedict XVI on April 20, 2005, as Vicar of Rome. Is it a coincidence that this date was the anniversary of Adolf Hitler's birthday? In 1977, Angela Dorothea Kastner became Angela Merkel with her marriage to physicist Ulrich Merkel, but the marriage ended in divorce in 1982. She was elected Chancellor of Germany shortly after Pope Ratzinger assumed the leadership of the Roman Church on Hitler's birthday. Merkel's biography. Merkel didn't enter politics until the age of 35 after the collapse of the Berlin Wall in 1990. She has been reluctant to discuss her past and private life. Her biography stops short of suggesting that her father worked for the Stasi, the notorious East German secret police. But it said his pro-regime attitude helped Angela's career, allowing her to study at an elite school, and go on to university, at a time when the children of clergy were routinely refused admission. The teenage Merkel, like virtually all of her contemporaries, joined the Freie Deutsche Jugend, FDJ, the communist youth organization. If the Soviet record is true, and the evidence is strong, it opens up some amazing possibilities. The undeniable fact is that Angela Merkel came from obscurity to triumviral power as German Chancellor, President of the European Union, and head of the powerful G8 economic cartel. In an interview with the newspaper Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung in July 2005, Chancellor Angela Merkel admitted to an unusual obsession with the works of composer Richard Wagner, who was a Satanist. Wagner wrote the infamous composition called Parsifal, which was a favorite of Adolf Hitler as well. Hitler stated that the music of Wagner occupied his mind. Like Adolf Hitler, Angela Merkel is deeply fascinated with Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries. The Valkyries were minor female deities that would ride through every battle to gather the most valiant of the slain and carry them off to a place called Valhalla, where they would wait to join the army of Odin in the last battle at the end of the world. Except for the little moustache, Merkel has a striking resemblance to Adolf Hitler. She is also a dead ringer for her mother, Gretel Braun. www.helpfreeth.com web link